The DNC chair, Jamie Harrison, was in North Texas campaigning in Tarrant and Dallas counties. I talked to him one-on-one about why he's so focused on the Lone Star State.
This is the one thing I've learned from campaigns over the years. Close elections, margin of error elections are won on the ground.
I know you're from a red state, but less than 2 weeks until early voting, what are you doing here in Texas?
Because Texas is probably the hottest Senate race in the country right now. Probably the most competitive Senate race that we see in the country. Colin Allred has really built a great operation here that has Ted Cruz worried. He's very, very concerned. You know, I got a good friend who you know who often says when they count you out, you teach them they don't know how to count. And that is what Colin's doing right now. People have counted him out, but he's showing folks that you can't count him out.
Democrats have not won statewide here since the early 90s. If people are complaining about Republican leadership, why do they keep electing them here in Texas? Why do you think?
I think people are starting to get fed up with the Republican leadership, and I think that's why you see that this race is so close. Because it's time for something different. You know, Republicans in Texas can't complain that it's Democrats that are doing this and Democrats doing that. You control it all. You know, if your schools aren't good right now, who should you blame? The Republicans. If your hospital and the health care is mediocre, who should you complain about? It's the Republicans, because they control it all.
I'm from Georgia.
Yes.
Georgia turned blue in 2020, but it has totally different political makeup and voter participation than Texas. Why do Democrats see Texas as a state that could maybe be a swing state like Georgia in the near future?
Well, actually, when you take a look at demographically, Texas demographics compared to Georgia, you would think that Texas would have been blue before Georgia. And this is a majority-minority state, right? When you look at it. But it's now far time for people to turn out. Yes, it is great in terms of having that diverse representation, but those folks need to turn out and vote for their best interests. Vote for somebody who's actually going to fight for you. Vote for somebody who's actually going to do things. And when Texas moderates its politics, because right now it has some of the most extreme leaders in the country here in Texas, from your lieutenant governor to your U.S. senator. Think about, you moderate those politics a little bit, and where most of the American people are is in the middle.
Do you think Colin Allred wins because people are not satisfied with Ted Cruz, or do you think there will be enough Democrat turnout to turn Texas blue? Are you looking at this as a Senate win and making baby steps, or?
Well, I think the primary race in the state was first the U.S. Senate, because I think that's the one that's closer to a lot of folks. I believe Colin's going to pull this thing off. And as a result of pulling this off, it's going to be a brand new day for Texas. Again, the eyes of the world will then shine on Texas. You will then see this become a much more competitive state.